After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hi everybody, welcome to Pen, Hook, and Needles, episode 105. It is Tuesday, and it's, I don't know what time it is.
Yummy.
2:45, something like that, in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time.
Don't forget to grab yourself some tea.
Thai tea?
I have Lady Grey.
I have Thai tea.
I need a little bit of caffeine. And my shirts are off to the side, which is why I'm looking over this way. Let me move them. Let's see if that helps.
And I am very low tech today because mine decided not to transfer to my Kindle. So
the song that you have just heard is After the Ball is Over by Ren Ross, obtained from MovieAlley.com from Mebio.
Right, and I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnico.
And I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram, and just about everywhere else.
Well, and you won't find me as Lady Furnico on my writing sites. You'll find me there as Shadowlight or Marlisha. But everywhere else, pretty much Lady Furnico. Anyway,
there we go.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We are glad to have you with us. We know you have a lot of other podcasts. They've been popping up all over the place, so we're glad that you are spending some time with us. Yes.
Sorry, that was for George.
That was for George. For our newer viewers, we'd like to welcome you and thank you for making yourself known. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 new members.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. The first one is Tracy Ann 3369, who's Tracy Ann. Welcome, Tracy. We have RTN 1946, who is Tammy. Welcome, Tammy. Sheba's Guys. That is Shannon and Jason, I think, both of them. I don't know if you count that as one or two, but welcome, guys. They are the design team, or I think they're a design team, but Shannon did my cardigan that I'm working on. And I think Jason spins. I'm not sure. Grandma Donna Jean, who is Donna. So welcome all three of you, since I forgot to welcome the two of them in the in the explanation. Sweetheart 69, who is Christy. Welcome, Christy. Embroidery Queen, who is Nicole. It was so funny. She said in her introduction, I think it was, that the name says it all. She likes to embroider. So, I mean, she knits and crochets and everything too, but
embroidering
she likes to embroider. So, welcome aboard, and I may have questions for you down the line. That's cool. I'm not sure if it's Poke DEJ or if it's, well, it's POKDEJ. I'm not sure how they say that. Pokededge? I don't know. Wow. And we don't have a name, but welcome aboard. We're glad to have you with us. Mountain Pearl, who is Kathy, welcome aboard. So we're very happy to have all of you with us. Yay! Mm-hmm. We mentioned that we have our 200 member, 2-year, 100 episode celebration. It's come and gone. We are doing the thread now, and I'm very glad to see the activity there. It's exciting.
You just used Wolf Farms, didn't you? I smelled it.
Yes, I used. This is a plug for Dawn, free of charge. For Wolf Farms, Dawn and James, I do not get any kickback from them.
So your hands have been really dry.
Yes, they have. I'm using the green apple.
Oh, that's a good stuff. Although my favorite one is the roses.
I love the green apple, and I have to buy some more because I love it, and I go through it like very fast. So I will pick that up later. But anyway, yes, that's our plug for Wolf Farms.
Unintentional. I just got a whiff of it. I was like, I smell something.
Best lotions, best bath salts, candles, all that kind of stuff. Yes, we like that a lot. Now I need to put more on. Anyway, okay. Moving on.
Did you bring it with you?
No, it's all right. It's over there. I'm afraid if I put too much on, I'll have it too slippery and I'll spill stuff. So Okay, so we welcome all those people. We're very happy to have them with us, and we are very happy to see the activity in the celebrations thread. It's really fun to see how you found us and what your favorite episodes are. They made me smile. So I think it was Faithful Knitter who said, she was the last one I think, who said that she didn't know what episode it was. It may have been more than one, which is entirely possible. We both started giggling and couldn't stop. So that happens, yes, that does happen.
Where's the horse?
Sun Country.
Izzy.
Izzy. Sunny Izzy. I like Izzy. She makes me smile.
Sun Country, who is Izzy,
wanted to know where the pony was that Talia had made for me.
For the first episode.
During the first episode.
During the first episode, which was 2 years ago, when it was just me running the podcast.
This is Bree.
That was my first crochet toy.
And this is the hat I made for it when I was trying to do something in a yarn that didn't work.
And Bree's name is a reference to The Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis, and the horse's name was Bree He, Brittany Henny Hoolie Ha.
Right.
So that's his horse's full name.
God bless you. Anyway, this is he sits on my bookcase and watches me do things. So,
but you could see that he was a very early toy because I didn't know how to attach limbs at the time, and I just drew the yarn through the body, so he has a little warped body.
But he's so cute.
But it was definitely a first toy. I had no idea how to attach anything.
You're going to have to tell me who did this pattern. Because
it's a cute it's called the Cotton Candy horse. I still remember that.
I'll have to look it up.
Go look at my project page. It was a really cute. I might have to consider making for maybe since Mel's
well, you would be able to do the eyes though.
Maybe I can crochet eyes because that would be a cute.
It would.
Baby. Oh, but the tail might not be good for a baby.
Well, then just crochet it. Just do a little crochet tail where you can braid it. You know, you can do a single chain and then just braid the 3 single chains.
My college roommate had found out that she is pregnant again. So I'm trying to figure out.
Which is really exciting.
Yes, I have to figure out what I'm going to make for the baby.
So anyway, Sun Country, I did not lose it. I did not sell it, trade it, or anything like that. I love it.
Yes,
and I would like to make one, which is why I asked Talia, because I love all. You guys know me. I love all toys. So
and it's a cute pattern.
Yes, it is. It's very cute, and I love it.
Even if I didn't know how to attach limbs at the time.
Well, some of our animals, some of mine too, they all just look really funny. And I thank Stacy Trock for all her hard work and the things that she does for her toys, because I learned how to attach things from her.
Yeah.
I learned how to do a lot of things from her. So she's fantastic if you want to learn how to make
I can't
toys.
remember if that's a free pattern or not, the Cotton Candy horse.
Well,
that was I haven't made it at that pattern in 2 years.
I'm sorry, I'm out of frame for just a second here.
She's not sorry, she's doing it on purpose.
Autism awareness. Before we get into the autism awareness, I want to go through the rules a little bit, because we're in the last month now. Our second month.
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah, it ended in May.
Wow.
In fact,
It ended in May?
No. The May ended. Fiber Towns ended in May.
Yeah.
Hers ended already, so we should be hearing from their winner who wants our pattern. But we have one more month to go, the last month to go for this.
She just podcasted. I wonder if she drew already. Probably not.
I don't. She might have.
Because I'm a little bit behind.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen her last one yet. But I'm behind too. But and I keep picking people up. But anyway, I blame that on my fellow podcasters, specifically Nicole. Nikki Nicole. And who was the other one? Might have been Turbo Knitter.
Well, he suggests a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, and so of course I have to pick them all up. So,
no self-control.
None. Anyway, our Fiber Towns has ended. Although if you're a member of Fiber Towns group and you are doing a knitted or a crocheted project, you can still enter in our CAL or in Equal Opportunity Podcasters CAL if you are a member of the groups. You can still continue to the end of June. So the first of boy, I'm just tongue-tied today. The 1st of April to the end of June is the length of our CAL, and they must be started no later than April 1st and finish no earlier than April 1st and no later than June 30th.
Are you okay?
I'm not.
I didn't think so.
I'm not. I need tea. Excuse me. Let's try this again. It runs from April 1st to the 30th of June. It must be started no earlier than April 1st and finish no later than June 30th. There we go, the last day of June. Okay, please tag your projects if you remember. I never remember.
I don't either.
AA 2014. And if you post it the FO, please let us know if you're using the Braided Bright cowl or the Winding Journey patterns so that we know to give you the extra credit.
It sounds like, schoolwork. Extra credit.
Yes, all for all those brown nosers, right? I was one. Yay for brown nosing. Okay, I was a good little girl, I was. Okay. Let me see. Okay, as I've said, we are co-hosting. I'm sorry, I'm looking off my notes. I'm really a little disconcerted right now, and the reason for that will become apparent later. We are co-hosting with Emily from Fibertown. She's Chain of Pools. Her portion of the cowl is finished.
Mm-hmm.
It is done. But as I said earlier, if you want to continue for the full length of the cowl, you can do it in our group or in Equal Opportunity Podcast group, as long as you are members of the group. So the other, as I said, Equal Opportunity Crafter, that's Juliana, and she is fantastic. Check her out if you want to be.
And by Equal Opportunity Crafter is the name of the podcast. Her name is Jules Lunder, which is Juliana.
Yes. Okay. Now, we already talked about that. WIPs, I'm not going to go through all that. It's all in the podcast group, and I'm afraid if I do, I will confuse you because I'm just a little out there today. Yes. I want to show you the prizes we have. We have those that I cannot show you. We have Sarah Jane Designs, who has donated 5 of her patterns, one for each of 5 lucky winners. And let me tell you,
pretty one in the world.
She has one in testing that is out of this world. It is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait for it to become available. It is so pretty. It's a shawl. If you are in the market for a shawl and you want to get a sneak peek, go to her group. It is absolutely beautiful. So she's given us 5 patterns. Thank you, Sarah Jane.
And the winner of one of her patterns would be, we get to choose a pattern.
We choose a pattern. I don't know if it will be available yet, that one though, because she said it might not be available till July.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see. Well, we're ending June. We're ending June 30th, so it might be available. Absolutely gorgeous. It knocked my socks off. It was beautiful.
Are your socks back on now?
Yes.
Okay.
A skein of Malabrigo lace yarn in the Ladrillo colorway, which was donated by Hank's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. That was very generous of you. We appreciate it. We also have Juliana, who offered up one of her patterns as a prize for our group.
Gorgeous
patterns. She also has
gorgeous
patterns. Yes, gorgeous patterns. The one she just finished is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The other pattern was from Emily, and she said it was a selection of, I believe she said it was a selection of one of any of her patterns in her wrap store.
I think you were right.
Yes. Now, the others, the ones that are physical that I have here to show you.
Now, I'm thinking anyone who wins Emily's pattern will probably have to wait until she gets back.
Right. Emily will be in Spain for the summer, I think. So you might have to wait. If you win her pattern, you might have to wait on it until she returns.
Because she'll have limited access.
Right. She has limited access. So I guess they could send her an email or something, but
we don't know how
that will work. Now, these will go. I didn't want to take this out, but you can't really see it in this light otherwise.
The colors are really pretty. I think these are 2 different shades.
No, these are the same.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. There's 2 of these that will go to one winner, unless they do happen to turn out to be 2 different shades, in which case they will go to 2 different people. But it's the same shade, so it's one person will get 2 of these. It's Katcha yarn.
Katcha, huh?
Yeah. It's Oxford yarn Katcha. I don't know if that's the name.
Is it the same spelling?
No.
50%
50%
one of Mom's characters has the name Katcha, which is why.
50% Lana Lane wool, 45% acrylic.
Lana Lane, huh?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a Superman character?
Yeah. And 5%, I don't know what viscosa is, but anyway, that. And then this other colorway, which I don't want to take out, you can see it's kind of a rainbow. So there's 2 winners there. I'm really jealous that these prizes that you guys are,
getting a chance at.
This is so exciting. Do either one of us have the Meetings My Bag one out here today? The puzzle
I
pieces?
actually don't
Okay.
have it today.
We don't have the puzzle pieces.
You've seen it multiple times, though, from me working from it.
And I've worked from it as well. The puzzle pieces bag by Knit Is My Bag, who is Lois. She donated one of her bags. It's a small sock bag, which is a little bigger than a normal sock bag. It's quite generous for a sock bag. I love it. And then also we have two from the Clover Bird that, because it's not wrapped up, I can show you. This is her Dr. Seuss bag, and that's a medium. And it's just adorable.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, which is absolutely, I love this. I was so mad when somebody bought the medium out from under me. This was so pretty.
How dare they?
Yes, I mean, how dare they give Cloverbird business? I mean, really. You know, I mean, but anyway, Cloverbird and Knit Is My Bag, both very, very well-made bags, superior products. We love them, and we are very grateful for them for supporting our Autism Awareness Calico.
Indeed.
I think that's all of them in terms of prizes, and of course we have George's Braid Bright and Juliana's Winding Journey, which are not prizes, but which were given to well, they were our featured pattern.
Yes.
And George made his specifically.
He designed it.
He designed it specifically for the autism awareness. And now that I'm babbling, let's just go forward, because somebody asked. They said, oh, we have the parents' point of view, and we have Davina's point of view of autism and autistic spectrum. Can we have a sibling's point of view? So I'm going to let Taya talk a little bit about that.
I didn't really realize that Davina was any different than I was until, I think it was probably about the time we got to DC. But either wasn't a very observant kid, or she really didn't show.
Well, she didn't show, and we also made an effort not to treat her too differently.
But it was once we got, so I was about 10, 11-ish before I really realized that anything was different, probably closer to 11. And it was mostly other kids' reactions that would point it out. Kids who would pick on her and she wouldn't realize it, and I would. Kids can be cruel. I know that there was one playground I didn't want to go back to because she got picked on there, and then they turned and picked on me because I must have been glaring at them. I don't know, or they were just stupid jerks.
There's always that.
But I wouldn't go back there. I don't think you ever really knew why until later. I never really wanted to go back.
Well, I thought that was one of the times you went with the kids, with the boys, or with the Helm kids.
I can't remember.
Because I had known, I would have said something.
Yeah, I don't. You didn't know. But
it was very rare that I let the kids go out by themselves, even at that age, unless they had friends I trusted.
And we ran that whole base. We ran all over the place, that base. So it's probably the closest thing to have an experience like you and Dad did growing up. That base, we really just, if we wanted to go somewhere, we went.
Well, with Davina, you didn't.
No, usually was.
Yeah. With Davina, you knew you had to stay closer.
Yeah, but Davina usually stayed with Angela. Yeah, that was probably the first time that I realized. And then it really, so that was the beginning. It started getting really hard once we hit preteen, teenagers, because then the differences in behavior were stark. She just, her reactions definitely were more childish in comparison, and the looks started getting odder. Not necessarily mean, but there would be kind of like this, like, why is she, behaving that way?
Right.
And especially at that time in my life, I was more shy, and it was very difficult for me. It actually made me probably retreat farther into my shell. And I didn't particularly enjoy social things at that point, because then that meant more attention, and it wasn't necessarily it wasn't a positive attention.
So it's the person who likes to wear bright yellow sweaters.
Well, a lot's changed since then.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But I really didn't like attention then, because generally it was a staring at Davina sort of attention. I didn't want that. It was very difficult. Also, during that time period, she started getting very, I guess, depressed is one way to put it.
Oh, yeah, don't go too much
No, I
into
won't
that.
go into too much detail, but it was very difficult for her because I was passing her up. And
frustration came out a little differently than it should have.
Well, because I wasn't at the point where I wanted to play anymore. I had grown past it, and it was frustrating for her because technically I'm 2 years younger.
20 months.
2 years younger.
20 months.
Mom,
20,
4 months are
20
inconsequential.
20
so
months.
I am 2 years younger.
That's a third of a year.
And
get it right.
I'm 2 years younger.
20 months.
And it's
we're not stubborn in this family at all.
Would you only count if it was like the exact day, or would you be like, no, it is 23 months and 1 week?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 years. And it was very, very difficult for her to see me being able to do things that she wasn't allowed to do. Being able to drive, not having to ask permission as much.
Well, you asked permission, but you got to do things that she couldn't.
And then, hold on 1 second.
Still podcasting, Pumpkin.
Well, I'm not saying anything. I'm still upstairs.
Okay, good. What was that? Yes, so high school was hard because she was starting to see the passing up, and she was really acting out difficultly then.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably her worst period.
Well, it's coming to grips. She's intelligent, so coming to grips.
Because she knows that she's not where she's supposed to be. At that point, she hadn't. She would flip between, oh, I like being the little. I'll just pretend I'm your little sister. She'd flip between that and, but it's not fair. I'm the older sister. College was a little bit, actually made things easier. She missed me, but she didn't have to be reminded about the differences. And it's still a little difficult now. Every once in a while we'll hear mumbling about, well, Talia doesn't have to do that. Or, I'm the older sister. Why does, Talia get to do whatever she wants? Because I don't ask her.
Well, to be put honestly, she wants to know why I can do things and she can't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But
it's interesting.
It's interesting, and she asks questions that any intelligent person would ask when they're put in a position where something seems unfair to them. And dealing with that unfairness, it can be very difficult. Most of the time, well, she flips between very happy and not depressed.
No, she doesn't get depressed. She gets a little morose.
Morose.
Yeah. Every once in a while, we'll be talking about something, and out of the blue, she'll say, "Oh, I wonder if so-and-so's dead." She's dead.
But what I mean by I also mean like where she really feels.
Yeah. Well, that's usually, and then guys, female issues. So la 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 la. That's what my husband does with female stuff. La 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 la. But anyway, that kind of a cycle type thing, that PMSy kind of thing, that affects her. And now the guys can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there's like 1 week in a month where she's not affected by that.
Yeah, about one. That's about it. No, she has it rough sometimes.
She can go from being very happy to being very frustrated.
It's hard for her to find the middle of the road, and that I think comes more from the developmental delays than it does from the Asperger's.
Right.
Because she is smart enough to know that things are not the way they quote unquote should be.
Because not necessarily everyone with Asperger's has.
Well, it's all different.
Developmental delays.
I think
there's so many comorbidities within DSM-4. It's so rare that you have just one thing going on.
Well, I think Emily over at Fibertown, the last one I saw with hers, she said it well. She said she doesn't like to hear people say they are, not that they are Asperger's,
that they have
Asperger's. And that's really accurate because there is no prototypical Asperger's.
There's a lot of things that they share in common.
Right.
But ultimately they're people just like anyone else, so they're going to be different.
I loved Emily's thing, her statement, and I'm going to use thing and all these words. I can't draw the words out today, so bear with me. Her point about them being people hit it right on the nose, because they aren't Asperger's. They are people who happen to have Asperger's, just like somebody might have diabetes or somebody might have a heart problem. You don't say that's a heart problem walking down the street. You say that's a person.
You sometimes hear that in the hospital. You have the heart problem in the room,
right,
whatever.
but yeah, the point remains.
Yes.
I mean,
ultimately
they're a person.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm just going to sniff your hand. It smells like apple.
Asperger's.
Apple.
Anyway.
Apple.
Okay. So, are you finished talking?
Yes. Mine was very off the cuff because I did not plan for it. It's about 5 minutes before the episode. Mom's like, "Hey, by the way, you're speaking on this." I'm like, "Oh, great. Awesome."
Yeah. Because I didn't want to do it because I'm not a sibling of an Asperger person. All right. Although my sister might have had aspects of it.
Be nice to your sister.
I love my sister.
And there's nothing you can do about it?
Nothing I can do about it. Okay. All right. We are looking at hooks.
Okay. How many do you have?
I have one. I'm very low tech today. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, so do I.
Okay, good. Maybe we can get through this relatively quickly and move on.
Okay.
Because as usual, we have a dozen million things to do.
So I guess I can go first. Let me. I won't do this one first, though, because obviously that's the one that I'm. Just watch me be in the middle of the row for everything, though, because I think I am. Oh, well. That'll just have to be the way it is.
Lindsay's so excited that you were thinking of her.
I don't know why I brought my colorwork shawl with me, because I totally didn't work on it this week.
I have no idea.
So, Mom tried on her sweater, and I'm adding a little bit to the... Oh, I am at the end of the... No, I'm not.
She fibbed.
She tried it on, and she just wanted the ribbing a little longer at the bottom. So I'm doing like a row or two more.
I love this color. It's so...
So it is... My two sweaters are basically at the same point. I am on the second sleeve for the green sweater. And for my ink heart, which is Lush Pattern by Tin Can Knits, I'm using US 3, US 6 needles. Miss Babs Dazzle Skin in Fountain Pen colorway. Making it for Mom using size 33, and this is gifted to me by Nurse Kim Knits. Thank you, Nurse Kim.
And this is your local announcement for your FYI information.
Anyway,
wine.
I'm at basically the same point in sweaters. I don't know why my tailbone bothers me so much. I'm not sure if it's the way I sit or
I do not know.
It's probably just being a nurse. It's really tense down there.
Right?
Yeah, it's always tight down there.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Well, we'll put some heat on it later.
It always does that. It constantly aches. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, yeah. I'm on the second sleeve of the green sweater, and this one I'm almost at the bottom, and I'm almost at the point where I can pick up sleeves here.
You're going to have third sleeve syndrome. Fourth sleeve syndrome?
I already, I'm working on the green sleeve. I was like, I don't really want to work on sleeves right now. I want something that's not in the round.
It's not a toy, then.
Well, crocheting the round is different.
Mm-hmm.
And I only crochet toys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've knitted one toy, but I prefer crocheting them. But everything I have right now that I'm actively working on is in the round. And it's more that I don't want to, I just don't feel like, it's not that it's in the round in using just one circular needle. Or it's, yeah, I just want to work it too. Anyway.
All right, then.
Sweater. Getting along there.
Very pretty. I love that color. I love both the colors, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I almost thought about doing the gray and that black that I picked up in that shawl that I want to do with the new yard. Wouldn't that be pretty?
That would be gorgeous.
Yeah. I still might get another one. I have that certificate you gave me.
Yeah, seriously. I mean,
But
it's free yarn.
I'm waiting for that yarn to come through that I like so much, though. That
Right.
tealy kind of...
I can always get you another gift certificates.
No, you can't.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's that.
Okay. My first
I need
one
to read this.
that I am working on is... I actually worked on my sweater yesterday. First time all week, because I had to figure out where I was, but I figured it out. I had to measure it, because I'm doing it by measurement. I'm going to probably have to get in touch with Shannon to find out how I should work the sleeve a little bit differently. Shannon, if you can hear me, if you're watching us, I will probably PM you when I get a little time, because what I had to do, my height of my stitches, I got gauge across, but not up and down.
I'm out of tea.
Me too. But I'm going by measurements, and I'm just about to the point where I'm going to be doing my waist. I think my waist was at 9 inches. So
I can't remember.
I have it written down. So I'm going to do the little detailing, and I think I'm going to do what you suggested, what you and Talia both suggested, which was to put a little clasp there, because I don't like the idea of putting ribbon. Ribbon always frays on me, so I would rather just use a clasp.
Yeah, and there's some really pretty clasps out there.
And I think it'll go really well with the sweater. But my point is, because I'm not getting gauge up and down, I need to know how I would go about, do I need to change anything for the underarm, or the arm shaping, under the arm for the, I don't know what you call it when you stick it through the armhole, right here.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing a small. I think I'm doing the smallest size, and if I remember correctly, the small and the medium use the same amount of yarn or close to, so I don't know if it matters, but I will probably PM you when I get a little time and I can.
And those measurements that I got you should also say the amount of length for you from the waist to your underarm.
Oh, really?
Because I took a bunch of measurements.
Well, I'll have to check and see. But anyway, if I don't find the answer, Shannon, heads up, I will probably be PMing you, because I really like this sweater. I want to finish it before September because I want to wear it to my retreat.
And the measurements we're talking about, I took the, it used to be Knit to Flatter when the book was first an online book. Actually, I have the original just online book. I printed it off like 20 million pages. Then it came out as a Karate class, Fit to Flatter, and the actual book got published as Fit to Flatter. And she talks about how to take different measurements. The adjustments to make my antler fitted came from that class. And I think that you'll be able to use that to make this.
I hope so. I hope so. I also have a class, but it's Tunisian from Craftsy, and she also is supposed to go into how to do that kind of stuff. I'm not sure how it will be different. So I do want to get this finished. I'm enjoying the pattern very much. I love the stitch pattern. I love the way the yarn is pulling. This is Dragonfly Fibers Dragon Sock in the Dragonfly colorway. And it is pulling really pretty.
It is really gorgeous.
It really is. She told me it was a very variegated yarn, but it doesn't work up on the way I would think a variegated would work up. I really like it. It's very pretty. Not that I don't like variegated, but I don't normally like it for clothes. This is very pretty, and I will wear it as soon as I finish it. I'm using I think I'm using an
Yeah, you
F
need
book.
to get it done by September.
Yes, I do. Because I want to start that other sweater, too. By the way, Shannon, I queued several of your sweaters because they're pretty, and I like
He has a
them.
lot of good crochet ones. I found one knitted one that I really liked. But he does more crochet than he does knit, I think.
Oh, I'm using an H hook? I thought I was using an F hook with this.
Well, hopefully you're still
Oh,
using
that's
my
right.
hook.
No, that's right. I do have an H hook because that's where I can get gauge with the fingering weight. My gauge is always really weird. So, yeah. Okay, well, that's it.
Because you changed yarn sizes on them, so that.
Yes, I did. My yarn size, I think they asked for a DK, and I'm using a sock. I always have to drop down a yarn and or a hook size whenever I make a sweater. So hopefully it won't make too much difference. If that I got the gauge across, I just didn't get the gauge up and down.
And that's fine. You have measurements.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I guess it's my turn now.
It is.
And of course I am in the middle of. Let me knit quickly to the end of this because I'm working in the round. So
Round and round and round.
if it was not sleeve round, it'd be different, but let's see. Almost there. Okay. There we go. All right, so this is the Villainous. It's a box elder cardigan pattern by Maria Leigh. I'm using US 9 and US 7 needles. Dragonfly Fibers US 9 and US 7 needles. I'm using Dragonfly Fibers Traveler in the Villainous colorway. And this is size 36. So, as I mentioned before, one sleeve is all done. And the detail comes out a lot better in person, but
That coloring is so pretty, and you hardly notice the change anymore.
Yeah. Although I'll still use.
Well, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And there's the other sleeve making its way down.
The cute little ducky marker.
Yeah, that's to mark my purl stitch, and so it's coming along.
Very, very pretty. And he likes.
So I'm very happy with it.
You still have to do the hood, right? The rest of the hood.
Well, I have to, after I finish the sleeves, I have to pick up stitches along the whole hood and then along the length of the sweater on both sides so I can do the button band as well. They are doing, which is actually really, yeah, it is clever. They're doing the ribbing for the button band and the ribbing for the hood all together.
Makes it less fiddly and less work.
So, I'll have to figure out how in the world I'm going to do that. I'm going to get like a huge circular.
Like a 60-inch or a 40-inch or?
I would think 60? I don't know. I'll figure out when I get there. I haven't worked it quite like this before. It was very different from when I did the hood for Vivian. But, yes.
Learning new things.
Indeed. That is what's going on with this sweater.
Okay. Right now, I'm in the middle of the stitch here. Let me just get this done. I am working on my Elsa shawl. Just let me finish this little grouping, as she calls it. And I worked on this quite a bit. I call it the Elsa wrap. It's from the Envision This Pattern by Anastasia Zattel, who I've long been a fan of Anastasia's. She's got some really wonderful patterns, and she's coming out with knitting patterns as well as crochet now, so she's well worth checking out. She's branched into Craftsy, too. She's got things available on Craftsy.
Oh, does she?
Knitting ones. But I'm using an eye hook with this, and Hobby Lobby, I love this cotton ombres and prints in the denim colorway, which is number 288. It's named for Elsa from the movie Frozen because of the colors involved. And I have made a fair amount of progress on this. I'm not sure how long I'm going to go. I may have to have Talia stand up later on and see how close this goes on her back and how long it is so I can know when I can start decreasing. But
Yeah, because Vivian is much shorter.
yeah, let me just,
And these are going to drape differently on Vivian.
yeah. So you can see that it's definitely,
It's very soft.
it is for cotton, it's extremely soft. You can see where I've started just doing, let's see if I can hold it this way. Is that right? Yeah, hold it this way. Yeah.
That would make sense to me.
Yeah, you hold it this way because you're making it from end to end,
And then you do the other half.
and then you do the other half. So it's sideways construction. Here's my marker. Here it is, like this. This is how we do it. So you have the lace. I caught something here. Hold on. I have a knot. There. Okay.
That takes time.
Yeah. So this is where I'm in the middle of a row. So you can see where I'm ending up the row on the lace here. This marks the stitch that I have to keep an eye on for increases and decreases. And this is the end toward the lace. So you can see that we're working from the point to the, this is the widest part. I'm not increasing right now. This is as wide as it's going to get, including the lace. And I'll do that until I think it is where I want it, and then I guess I start decreasing. And it's a really addictive pattern. I love it. It is. I love Anastasia's patterns. It's been a while since I've done a shawl of hers, I think. I think the last one I did was for Davina. I don't even know if that was one of her shawls. I always like to do it, but I wasn't in the mood for open work. When she came out with this one, I snapped it up because I just love it. To me, it has the look of a knitted one in some ways, in that it's, even though the stitches have open work in them, it looks like it's closed. And I will make more. I'll make more of these. I will do different kinds of yarns in these. I just really, really like it. If you're in the market for a yarn, for a shawl that is fairly easy and fairly mindless, it's easily memorizable. You have like a 2-row repeat, where you have to memorize what it is. Just keep an eye on where you increase and decrease, and you're good to go. You just measure it. So Yeah, I'm enjoying this. I think Anastasia outdid herself for this. And it's in my, whatever this bag is. I keep forgetting. Is this Bright Craft? No, it's not Bright Craft. Is it?
No.
I forget who did this bag. But,
because it's the same person who did the,
your
spindle bag.
Yeah. This is getting kind of stuffed in here. I'm going to have to change bags, I think, because it's getting a little too small for it. I've got my extra yarn in it. So that's where this is.
Funtific.
Funtific, that's what it is, yes, Funtific. This lady is really nice, and she makes a real good bag, and I asked her, I said, can you please make me a pouch to go with it, a notions pouch, and she did. I mean, I had to pay for it, but she had no problem making it for me. So she's on Etsy.
Yeah.
And she's really good. And she made Tahlia spindle case, and that was really good, too. My other project that I showed you is in my Plover Bird bag, my chai tea bag. Okay.
Okay, and then I have my last project. I'm sorry, guys. I might have to make another cuppa. Oh, my.
Are you quite finished?
No.
Do so immediately.
So,
Immediately, do you hear me?
This is Davina's Gift. It's the Diana's Hat pattern by Joanna Johnson, using US 4 needles and Cascade Yarns Hair Just Paints in the fruit salad colorway. And as the title denotes, it's for Davina. The yarn was gifted to her by the Turbo Knitter 64,
Which was a very generous
with
gift.
Kenneth.
Yes, very generous gift.
So,
she was so excited. Kenneth,
yes.
you should have seen her. She was bouncing.
So I started it.
And it's not showing it up really well. The light.
Well, because it's not very far along.
Yeah. And the light's not terrific either.
So it started now.
And she's gonna love it. It's perfect for her. Her colors.
Yes,
She's very much a pinky girl.
Yes, she's a girly girl.
Even don't say that too loudly.
Oh, I tell her all the time she's a girly girl.
But and she gets irritated.
Well, she'll live.
Yes.
Because she is a girly girl.
Yes. So only girly girls live.
No, but I.
Whoa.
I need more tea.
I need more tea.
You do too?
You do too. Okay. Okay.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Okay, Mom, your next project.
My next project is my blanket. I have too much time on my hands. In my M&M bag. Okay. I don't want to take it out of the bag because it's kind of stuffed in here right now. I really need a bigger bag for this. But I did do a little bit of work on it. I was watching a movie and doing this. I think
Which
I did it
movie?
twice. I don't remember. I should keep an eye on that because somebody is having, who is it? Is having a cow where you do it with old movies.
Oh, cool.
You do things, and I don't know if the project actually has to have something with the old movie, or if it's just that you have to be watching an old movie. You have to say what the old movie is. It has to be a classic, preferably black and white.
Well, that's,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway,
There's something in my sneaks on.
this, I don't want to take it out. You can see it's pretty well stuffed in here, but I did make about 2 or 3 inches. This is the end I'm working on. And I'm looking forward to getting it done because I already have another blanket I want to make. Actually, I have a couple of blankets I want to make. So this, I'm using a USI hook. Stop hissing in my ear. Now I got distracted. You can't distract me. There.
But I want to.
I don't know when this will be finished. I'm not in any great hurry, and I know that I'm going to be having a lot of obligation knitting and crocheting, well, mostly crocheting coming up.
Yeah, because you don't do as much, you don't like your knitting to be obligation because
I normally don't, but I have a lot coming up.
that's crocheting.
That's crocheting.
Yeah. Because knit is a fairly new craft for you.
Yeah, I don't do obligation knitting. I do obligation crocheting. Knitting is still just if I feel like doing it, and I forget who it was. I think it was Packy Knits who called my attention to a pattern because she knows I like owls, and it happens to be a knit pattern, but it is a very small little
And there would be
dishcloth.
Yeah, it looked like it was dishcloth.
And I think
no rush.
there's no rush on it, and I think I can do it. It's little. So I'm looking forward to trying that. But I'm not going to do anything major on knitting.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, okay. So anyway, that's my blanket. Hopefully in the next month or so I might have it done, but I'm not in any hurry. And you might not see it for a while if some of my obligation knitting, crocheting, crafting takes up, because I've got Christmas stuff that's going to be coming up. I know it's June, but the podcasters are all Christmas in July. And actually they have a point with people who you're going to be starting to, if you have a lot of people you have to start crafting for, it's good to get an early start.
Because then you don't have to stress.
Because I don't like to stress. I started Christmas crocheting projects, not last year, I didn't do many last year, but the year before, the day after Christmas, because it was just the only way I could get them all done. But I'm behind on that, and I digress. That was my sweater. I'm enjoying it. My pattern, I hook, I think, Impeccable is one of the yarns, which I understand now is a Michael's brand. I think that's what George told me it was.
I think that.
And then House brand, and then the other one is the Yarn Bees Danielle Yarn, the Dawn colorway. Enjoying it, love it, and I thank George for his offer to help me to write that, to look at the pattern and make sure it's written up properly before I release it if I decide to do that. A little nervous about that, but it would be kind of fun. I think I might do that. So tell me what you think, and I will see what I can do. Any other?
No, that's all for me.
Okay.
I do have graphic novel though.
Okay, why don't you do your graphic novel?
So
I wish I could talk. I don't know what my problem is.
I got a little bit of come here.
A little bit of come here.
Yes.
Here.
Sorry about that. Here's a stomach shot. This is a little bit of work done on my. I don't feel like taking off the frame. On my cross stitch. This is the Anna and Elsa cross stitch for Davina, which it's Frozen, for the cartoon Frozen. So I got a little bit of work on that. That's nice and mindless. And just so you can see the picture, because you can't really tell what it is from there.
This will be pretty.
Yeah. So it got some work.
I haven't had time to do any of my cross stitch, nor have I really had inclination lately.
I've had some inclination. I worked on them before work on Sunday, I think.
I wanted to do it the other day. Well, actually yesterday, but day before yesterday, but something came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, something came up. Yeah, let's.
On the bookshelf.
On the bookshelf. Do you want to do yours or mine first?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Mine is living right now in my bag, large sweater bag, turtle bag that I got during the, what was it that Lauren was having? Histiocytosis, whatever.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
But this wasn't from her. I bought it from Lois, who was completely unrelated. But anyway, here's my owl, my second owl. It's one of the pair. This is Periwinkle.
And he will go off to his intended recipient.
He will go off to his recipient. He is all done. He came out a lot cuter than I thought. His eyes are a little dilated. I think he's been at something. He was
needles.
snorting something. He eats needles. That's what it was. He's in pain. He eats needles.
I thought he was snorting something.
He does not snort. But anyway, I thought he turned out really cute. I was afraid he wasn't going to be cute, but he's adorable. So I like him. If I do say so myself, he's cute.
He is cute.
Yeah. So I hope the recipient will like him. I still like him even better. You hurt his feelings. He doesn't like you. He doesn't like you in the least. Okay. Happy?
Mom, you're sitting on Skittles.
Oh.
And you're sitting on the
Ollie.
on Ollie. You're sitting on Ollie's head.
Ollie's head. Ollie. This is a Lauren McMorty pattern from Lemnick Crochet. She gifted this to me years ago. A couple of years ago. And
been that long?
when she still had the podcast. So.
That'd be about a year ago.
No, it was early on though, when everybody was gifting patterns. When
oh yeah.
When
Not Turtle Girl.
when she passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Okay. On to a little more
yes.
cheerful. I finished Thomas's nephew's teddy bear.
Isn't that adorable? And this is a patchwork moose pattern,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Yeah.
It's Patrick Moose's pattern. He does not have.
He's doing the splits.
Yes, he does not have the adjustable boards. He does normally sit. There.
He's not going to do it because you want him to.
There we go.
There we go.
Now he's sitting under his own power. But they have the option for removable arms, and I just did the stationary because it's for a baby.
He's cute.
So cute.
Very cute.
So he turned out well.
That's an idea I should have done with my bear, is put the brown around the black. I didn't think about that.
Oh.
She has the brown around the black, and then you have this. The dark brown around the black.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That would have been a lot better, probably. It was very cute.
So, because they're different pieces, and then you sewed them on.
Right.
And I actually added, because the eye wasn't quite big enough for my liking, I made another layer when I was sewing it on, of brown. I just sewed.
We like big eyes.
So, he turned out well. I'm happy with him. And he's probably thinner than most people's bears because I crocheted the back loops.
Yeah, all of our toys in this house are probably of the lanky variety because we do Stacy Chalk's way of doing things, even though hers turn out fairly...
Well, I think because she allows for that.
What do you mean she allows
She does more stitches.
Well, we're following her pattern.
Exactly. She does more stitches. If she had been designing for knots in the back loops, her toys would be incredibly...
But my point is that we do the same thing that she does. Ours are thinner than hers.
I don't think ours are thinner than hers.
Oh, okay. Well, I think they are, but okay.
So, there he is. I think he turned out well. I will give him to Thomas so Thomas can send baby John Paul's gifts to him.
JP Bear.
So, there he is.
He's adorable. Okay. Let's see. Before we go into royalties, I wanted to go into my writing. I did a lot of writing this week. I was really happy about that. I did over 1,600 words to the shared story. Talia will probably get it in the next couple of weeks, as soon as I'm sure that it's finished and cleaned up a little bit. I critiqued a friend's chapter in one of my writer's sites, and I did a 500-word club story to a picture prompt there. And I've been thinking about storylines. I haven't done anything original in a while in terms of my novel and stuff. I need to, somebody gave me an offer to beta read for me, and I know she's really busy, so I have to see about what her time frame would be, if she's still willing to do that, if she wants to read first a sample to see if that's something she would be interested in reading. Because this is my novel's over 300 pages, so it's a time commitment. I don't want her to get into something that she doesn't know what it is. So, and I want to make sure she'll enjoy it. So I did a lot of writing. I was happy about that. Very happy about that. So, okay, and before we go into, well, I guess we can go right. No, let's do our thank yous and stuff, and then we can.
Yeah.
I want to thank 10 Hours or Less, who's George, for the Braided Bright cowl pattern he created especially for PH and for us, for our cow. For Knitting's My Bag, not for Knitting's, Knitting's My Bag, and Ploverbird for the project bags that they donated to our podcast. I think that Ploverbird's sale is over, but you might want to check and see if she still has it. I think it was till the end of May, but check it out and see.
She has some amazing bags.
She does, and Knitting's My Bag hasn't put up any new ones recently that I know of, but check her out. She might.
I think she has a lot of special orders.
She does a lot of special orders, but every once in a while I'll go there and she's got some really nice ones as well. So just check those out if you're in the market for a bag. They are always supporting our podcast for the autism awareness and other things. So we're very happy to support them in return as well. Juliana, we want to thank her. She's again of the Equal Opportunity Podcast Group for the
Equal Opportunity Crafter.
I know I can never get her name right. She needs to like tattoo it on a card or something. Bam.
But if it's on your forehead, you won't be able to see it.
I know, but I have eyes on my forehead. Anyway, that didn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Anyway, Equal Opportunity Crafter Podcast Group, Juliana. We thank her for the pattern she donated and for co-hosting with us.
Yes.
We thank Emily Chain of Fools, who also co-hosted with us, and for the prizes she gave us, the yarn and the patterns.
Yes.
We thank Hank's mom, who donated a skein of lace weight yarn. I believe it's lace weight yarn. And Sarah Jane, who donated 5 patterns, which is very awesome as well. I think I got everybody. Let me see. Sarah Jane, Hank's mom. Oh, I don't want to forget Turbo Knitter. We want to thank him again for the next Cal's yarn that he gave us a prize for the next Cal, those 3 lovely skeins that we showed you last week. And we do want to thank him again for the yarn that he freely gifted Talia, Davina, and myself. I finally found a pattern for mine, I think, so that's exciting. And yeah, we want to thank you for all that. We're going to stash enhancements. Let's start with the small things.
So, before we do stash enhancement.
Oh, right.
I have a bear that just jumped at me.
Where's mine?
I don't know, but you're going to sit on Skittles and Ollie again.
Where's mine?
Did you bring it?
Yes, I did, but what did I do with it? I'm out of time for just a second. I had it because
Well, is it over there?
oh, yeah. See right in front of me. Okay.
So, this is a reminder. I am trying to de-stash 3 lovely skeins of mustache yarn in the Pulani colorway. It was a little thin for my liking. I wasn't liking how,
it's almost a lace weight.
It's almost a lace weight. And I think someone else will be able to enjoy it. It's very soft. It is a nice color, but it's a little pale yellow for me.
750 yards.
Yes.
Approximately in each skein.
In each skein. So this is quite a bit of yardage. If you want to obtain a skein, please contact me. You don't have to necessarily obtain all 3 if you only want 1.
And we have had a couple of tentative bites, so to speak, but we haven't heard back. So if you're still interested, please
contact. This is still very much open for the taking. If I don't hear from someone in the next week or so, I'm going to be putting it in a de-stash group on Ravelry because I need to get this off my hands.
And that goes for this one as well. This is the same type of yarn. This is mustache yarn. This is the Cow Pow colorway. I only have 1 skein.
It's not really true color.
No, it's not. It's not purple. It's red. And it's kind of a burgundy brick red. It's a darker, deeper red. It's not a fire engine red, but it's certainly not purple like it's showing up.
Yeah.
And it's in the Cow Pow colorway. It has not been used. I did lose the ball band, but I do have the wrapping. And
it never had a ball band.
It never had a ball band wrapping like that. Or if it did, it disappeared very quickly.
It would have looked like this.
Like that. It's the same base. It's almost a lace weight. There's almost 750 yards in here, give or take. I will keep it out of the de-stash group for about another week, and then it will also go to the de-stash along with Talia's because it should not sit in my stash.
It's too nice of a yarn.
It's too nice of a yarn. I would love to use it. It's just too thin for me. I don't do lace weight very often. And this is just a little bit thin for me. That's this one. Now the other one I have is de-stash. Nicole is going to laugh at me. You all know.
Although Nicole's a cow,
it came out
gorgeous.
It almost made me want to try working with this again.
Because, oh my gosh, that was amazing. That's Nikki Nicole of Nicolo's
podcast. Nicolo's World podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, you might want to check her out too. She's got a Cal going now. A Cal going small objects, summer objects Cal from now until
I think it's the first day of fall.
First day of fall. I think that's what it is. Check out her.
I just finished watching that podcast.
Yeah, check out her podcast. She's great, and
But her project with this yarn, it wasn't this colorway.
It was
the one that was actually shown in the designer's picture of the sweater.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
So anyway, I digress. This is going up as well because I love the way it works up. It is absolutely gorgeous. I have a love-hate relationship with this. but if you wanted to use it maybe with another yarn to keep it
It's
from
one of those,
sticking-
if you can put up with the fact that it doesn't rip back very well
right,
for the gorgeousness of the color,
it's worth it.
it's, you know,
If
it was too frustrating for Mom,
Mhm.
but it might, if you really love this color, it might be worth it to you.
And you saw the sweater when I was working on it in this colorway. It was absolutely gorgeous, flat out gorgeous. It was very pretty. So you know the caveats. I'm going to be upfront with you. It is difficult to rip back. It can be a pain to work with, but the results when you work with it are beautiful. It is a little scratchy when worked up, but I think when you wash it, it will be soft.
She said it came out to be really
Yeah,
soft.
she said it came out to be soft. So you've been forewarned, but you now have that choice. You have all the facts. If you want it, I will have it for a week, and then it's going to go on the stash board.
Okay, so, fashion enhancement. I picked up an interweave knits because I had some cute sweaters in here. The one I particularly liked
I'll frame for just a second.
was the, hold on. Oh, there it is.
Sorry about that.
Let's see if we have a front picture.
The ninjas.
The ninjas are here.
The ninjas.
They shot by us?
No, I think they're still going.
Okay.
The ninjas.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
The ninjas are our UPS guys.
That's
That is
kind of
pretty.
cute.
That is.
But that wasn't what I picked it up for. I'm trying to find the front view of the sweater I actually picked it up for. But, ouch, my foot's cramping. Anyway, won't show me front view because it's a jerk. Basically, it's a hooded sweater. You can't see it very well, but anything that has, you know, hooded sweaters on there is pretty awesome. There's just a couple things in here that I liked. I was distracted at the time. But,
How many fashion enhancements do you have?
that's it.
Okay, the ones that I have, I don't have with me. Oh, I should have put this pattern away. What did I do with them?
Something's sticking to my switcher.
Okay.
There we go.
I can tell you because I don't have any of it with me. I picked up the new Tunisian crochet class from Craftsy for $10 off. I'm not sure I told you that last week. It sounds familiar to me.
You might have.
And then I picked up, my husband's cute. He was doing something around and about, and he came back home and he said, oh, I went to the store, the little second-hand place down at the bottom of our hill. He said, they have yarn. So I went down. The lady said, oh, your husband, I told him we had yarn. He said you would be coming. So he said he wouldn't know what to pick up. So I went and I cleared them out of almost all their bright colored. It's all acrylic.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured for toys and for fiddling with design.
And she had to pick up something.
Yarn. But I picked up some for Davina. I picked up yellow for Davina and some orange. Most of the colors I picked up for myself were blues, reds. I think there was some green, and then there was kind of a tanny, variegated, and a kind of a mustardy kind of color, which I figure if I don't use it for toys, I can use it to play with designs with. It's older yarn, and it's got some. It's not stained or dirty, but it's like it was packed in something that might have been some kind of veggie matter or something, like straw or hay or something. So I don't necessarily want to use that to work up the things unless I wash it. Can I wash that in a skein? I don't know if I put that in a pillowcase and wash it, will it be okay in the skein, or should I just wait till I make something with it and wash it then?
Probably that.
Yeah, you know. So that I got that, and then I picked up some patterns. I've been going a little pattern crazy for various reasons. Picked up a couple of head scarf shawl-y things, and I picked up, or I have on my queue, some shawls, and I don't know if I picked up a toy or not. I think I queued a bunch of things.
Yeah.
I'm kind of not sure what I want to do, and I have things I have to finish, but I don't really want to at the moment. So I'm just kind of at loose ends and kind of strolling around and picking things up free and not free. Basically, that's it.
So, I am behind on the podcast group.
Always.
Always. I was supposed to catch up a little bit last night, and that didn't happen.
Stop beating around the bush and just say it.
People who follow me on other social media probably already realize this, but I got engaged.
Oh, it's not showing the ring properly.
I got engaged.
Can you do it this way? There you go.
There. I got engaged yesterday evening.
It's not showing it really well. It's a
let's-
beautiful ring. There you go.
She
can't take it off because he told her she couldn't.
No.
Yes, he did. He said she's not taking it off, and I said, well, she has to do it when she makes meatballs.
He didn't tell me that. He told me if I don't be worried if I lose it. I'm like, I'm not losing this thing.
No.
But yeah, he surprised me yesterday. We went to church after we went to the coffee shop, and he asked me for the Blessed Sacrament. So yes, it was a very awesome surprise. I had no idea that it would be coming quite this soon.
Eliz did.
Well, Eliz was a little surprised. I think my coworkers were less surprised than she was.
Right. It was very nice because he came over. She had to work Sunday, so he must have been so frustrated because he kept trying to get a hold of me on my phone, my cell phone, on the computer, and finally he got through because he texted first. And on Sundays, once I know she's at work, I don't really pay attention to my phone because it's charging in the other room, and I'm not in there. I'm doing things because everybody else is at home, and Talia's not going to be home, so everything's fine. Talia knows to call the home phone if I don't answer my cell. So, but Thomas didn't have the home phone, and he didn't know that, so he's trying to get a hold of us to set up a meeting so he can talk to my husband and me about asking Talia and getting permission from Dad, which is my husband. And I think by the time I got his tone was a little frantic. Not his tone when I talked to him, just the messages were like, where are you? No, they were very calm. They were very calm. Just looking back on it, I can see, he was very, very sweet and very good. He, nothing to say that he was getting nervous, but looking back on it, he must have been getting a little nervous because he couldn't get through to us.
Well, we had a date on Friday, and we've been talking a lot, and he decided he just couldn't wait any longer, and he drove 4.5 hours back home and 4.5 hours back here.
Thankfully, he took his cousin with him.
Yes, he dragged his cousin. He pulled his, not dragged his cousin.
I think his cousin dragged him. Road trip, you said.
Yes, they took a guy's road trip to pick up the ring. And he didn't realize until after the fact, when he was giving it to me, that he forgot to have it sized. But it fits. I'm going to have to get a ring guard just because I don't want to lose it at work. I have one coming in. But it's secure. It's not coming off. It's just, I'd feel better if I had a ring guard.
If she felt that it was coming off, she'd leave it home.
Yeah.
She goes to work.
But it's secure. It's just that it twirls on my finger. And I'd feel better with a ring guard until we can get resized.
Yeah.
But
it's a gorgeous ring. I wish you could see it. It's absolutely beautiful.
I mean,
he did it right.
Yeah, that kind of shows.
He did it right.
He
came and he talked to us for about 15-20 minutes. You have to understand, he has to drive an hour almost out here to talk to us and then turn around and go right back. So he came and he talked to us, and we were very pleased. He's a super guy.
Yes, he is.
Couldn't wish to have anything better. He really is super. And
that's why
we're a little bit. Yeah.
Yesterday I wasn't up to doing much of anything but staring at the computer, seeing how many people saw my ring.
Yeah. So.
It was very hard for me to focus on anything. Plus, both he and I had about 4 hours of sleep because he had difficulty sleeping. Because for the past couple nights, because he knew
he'll probably sleep like a rock tonight.
He said he slept like a rock.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Last night.
Yeah.
But
I'm just glad I got home safely.
yeah.
But you should have seen her because he said, "Oh, we'll come back after I ask her." He told us this on Sunday. I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whenever you come back, it's fine. We'll be here." He didn't want us to go to sleep because we go to bed early because we get up early.
Mm.
So he came back. They came back about 5:30. I guess
I made
it
him
was.
go through the daily grind
Yeah.
again
Well,
because they had just finished serving us, and the girl who had served us our drinks was still at the counter, so I made sure to go like that as soon as I walked past.
What you did.
Oh, she said congratulations, and everyone would start grinning at it.
But he came back with her, and she was. I thought he was carrying her because she was just.
I had difficulty walking.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But, poor guy had to go through the coals. He had to meet everybody and his brother.
Yes, I dragged him to work. I dragged him to my neighbor's house. He got attacked at work because different people hugged him, and he's only recently gotten used to hugging people because he's not an overly huggy person normally.
He's very sweet about it. He's very sweet. Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
but that's part of what Mom's looking into for patterns.
Yeah, my patterns. If you see a wedding tab pop up in my queue, you'll know what that is.
Yeah, because I told her if it was at all possible, I'd like her to crochet a veil.
And that's what I was talking about. Sarah Jane's new pattern is a veil. I need to contact her and find out if that will be suitable. That veil or that shawl is absolutely gorgeous.
But she knows her pattern better than we do. If it'll drape
if it'll
well.
if it'll fall correctly, if it'll be usable as a veil. So I need to touch base with her. Sarah, if you see this before I touch base with you, and you have the time, if you can drop me a PM to let me know.
I mean, we're about a year out. We don't have a date set.
Yeah, we don't have a date set.
He needs to figure out when the school year ends, because he's a teacher. He needs to figure out when the school year ends for this coming school year.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we can set a date. We're going to set one as soon as we can, but...
It'll probably be next June.
Yeah, probably.
Probably next June or early July. So, I just want to know from Sarah if that
she has plenty of time.
Well, also if it'll fall properly.
Yes.
If she doesn't think it will fall properly, then I'll still get the pattern, but it won't be for that.
Yes.
I might make it for myself as a mother's shawl.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's the big news here. This is going to be called something like It's All About Talia or Tahlia-Centric episode.
Yeah.
And that's okay because it is.
So,
it's very important.
It's been a little bit of a whirl over here. I've been pinning
My
things on
husband.
Pinterest.
My husband. That doesn't mean I still get my truck, right?
Yeah.
My
Well, it was funny because Thomas had just brought me in from asking me, and obviously I said yes, but Dad's joking. Well, first he's like, I'm preparing my...
Well, no, she says, Daddy, I need you, and he says, but I'm preparing my eggs.
He knew exactly why I needed
yeah,
him. He was just being a pain in my neck, and then we're sitting there, I'm calling a bunch of different people. He's like, is this going to cut into my Jim West time?
James West is in the Wild
Wild West.
Yes. Thankfully, Thomas already knows what Daddy's like.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Thomas, he did it perfectly because he had different people who had ideas like, oh yeah, you should have her car towed, and I was like, I'm really glad you didn't do that. I probably would have killed you.
Yeah. Kind of hard to ask when you're dead.
And because he's a volunteer EMT, they thought of like, oh, maybe going in our EMT uniforms up to the hospital and ask her at the hospital. I'm glad they didn't do that either. It was perfect. It was private. It was at church.
Where it should be.
Where it should be.
Yeah.
And he magically, well, it seemed like magic at the time, but, you know, walking back from the front of the church, and he's at the back of the church, and he has flowers in his hand that he didn't have the entire time. I was like, where did the flowers go? I was very
picked them from the front.
I was very confused because, first of all, we were praying, and then he edited a prayer for relationships I were doing to say engagement, and then pulled out the ring. So I was first confused, like, that prayer didn't say engagement before.
A little dense. A little bit slow-witted.
And then when the flowers came out, I was like, those flowers weren't there before.
Very observant.
Hey, I was having difficulty walking at that point, let alone thinking.
See, she always has an excuse. Always has an excuse. He.
But yeah, it's good.
I think that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
'Cause we have to go to the post office.
And thanks for congratulations from everyone who has already seen the ring on Facebook, on Plurk, and on Instagram.
It's awesome.
And I know that he doesn't watch this, but Tony.
Yes, Tony.
Tony, I'm not wearing the cowboy hat.
Yes,
For the
Tony.
wedding.
I was going to say something about that. That's don't ask. Yes.
He doesn't watch the podcast, but just throwing that out there, Tony. I'm not
Yeah.
wearing the cowboy hat for the
Yeah,
wedding.
yeah. I had to laugh. Tony and his wife go back at least 15 years with us, to 12 or 15
I've only
years.
known them for about
I've
the
known
past 5 or so.
I've known Tony I've known Tony for about 15 and his wife for about 13.
Mhm.
And they are fantastic people, and he's just Tony. Tony eats the icing and not the cake. That says it all.
And is the size of a string bean.
Yes, yes. we look at his wife and go, you should see. We go to retreat every year, the 4 of us together. Well, we join
Yeah.
the group. And we'll sit there, and one of us will get the cake. Usually it's Tony. He'll go out and get the cake for everybody because he's a gentleman. And we'll all sit there, and we have this cake, and there's too much icing on this.
So we're all
So we're
chopping our
doing
icing off.
And it goes into his
And
his
he's
plate.
like, where's my icing?
So anyway, he wanted to know if the cowboy hat would be. No, Tony.
No cowboy hat.
No
for the
cowboy
wedding.
hat. Sorry. Okay, with that, we want to wish you all a very blessed and happy week filled with knitting, crocheting, cross-stitching. If you write, if you run and jump, whatever it is you're doing, whatever makes you happy, we wish you the best of all that and a super week. This is Pen, Hook, and Needles, episode 105, and that's a wrap.